This is Blade Method Mindset, episode 10, with Corey Allen and me, Chris Trainer. Hello, Corey.
Hello, Chris.
Episode 10.
We've done it.
Is that a milestone?
It has to be a milestone. I mean, probably, I know people are on their, 100th episode. That's, a big deal. But 10 episodes in the books for two guys who just kind of threw it together, that's pretty big.
Well, I've been planning this for a long time.
Yeah, but, I didn't even know how to turn on this computer when we started. So, this is good.
Yeah.
10 episodes with some help, but not,
come on. Stevie's been a huge help in the beginning. There's no way we would have got.
But as far as the day-to-day process of, starting the podcast, pushing the button, that's pretty good. Yeah. 10 episodes.
10 episodes. We'll have a party around 50.
Yeah, we're going to.
If we can make it to 50, we're going to
we're going to rage in here.
Yeah. Probably go to Antarctica and walk across it.
Walk across it.
I just bought a book about walking across Antarctica.
So that's where that came from.
I think that was in my head. Yeah. Well, all right. Well, episode 10. Thanks for listening, guys. It's been episode 9 was awesome. Had a lot of great feedback about that. So we're going to try to keep it rolling. But today we've got a new topic.
Oh, yeah. Episode 10 is a big one. Chris Trainer is going to be a daddy.
Yeah.
Awesome. The big news was announced 2 Sundays ago? Probably 2 Sundays ago, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Congrats, dude.
Thanks.
Yeah, excited for you and Claire. So we're going to kind of dive in on pregnancy.
Yeah. Why not?
Because we're professionals.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what, and that's what this episode, Corey and I are CrossFit coaches. We're not doctors. So we're not going to get medical. We're going to talk about what it means to CrossFit during pregnancy through the eyes of a CrossFit coach, through a community that we're well versed in. And I've been now training. My first pregnant lady got pregnant 9 years ago. So dozens and dozens of ladies have come through our gym, and been pregnant that time. So we've seen it a lot. We've seen a lot of funny stuff happen. We've seen a lot of awesome stuff happen. So we're going to talk about that stuff.
Sweet.
Not
the medical.
Your pelvic floor and your diastasis recti. That stuff is stuff that needs to be talked about, but that's stuff you should talk about with your doctor. Someone that knows a heck of a lot more about it than we do.
Yeah.
So.
We know funny stories about doing pull-ups while pregnant, so that's what we're going to talk about.
We'll talk about a little bit more about that because I have a lot of experience training women during pregnancy, and I'm also going to talk about some dudes, so dudes, don't run away from the episode. There's some valuable information in here for you as well. So
we never leave out the dudes, guys.
Hold on.
You're always on the back of our minds, no matter what we're talking about. The front of our minds, on the front of our minds.
Yeah.
But let's just start with you. You guys are now expecting your first child. When did you, so you've been married 6 years? 9 years? I always get this mixed up. It's
We've
between
been
6 and 9.
Since May 28, 2011. So that would be 7.5 years.
Between
Close
6
to
and 9.
7.5. Between 6 and 9. Right between 6 and 9.
That was perfect, yeah. So when did you guys, when did you decide that you were going to start trying? Did you, want to wait longer in your marriage, or, how did it all?
Well, obviously being married for 7.5 years and having your first kid isn't super typical, especially in suburbia America. Usually it's a couple years, have kids, whatever. But, for Claire and I personally, I knew in the back of my mind I always wanted to have kids, but when you kind of start a gym and a small business and you're pouring yourself into that every single day, you're really scared to have a kid, to throw something else, because there was a time there when Claire and I, we were broke, and we had one car, and we just couldn't have a kid. We were like, heck no, we can't be at the gym 12 hours a day, try to do what we're trying to do, try to grow that and have a baby. In our minds, that's what we thought.
That's how you thought, yeah.
Although there's people that were they're all over the world that are 100 times worse off than we are at that time, way busier, that were having kids. It was just our own. That's what kind of our mental thing was. And we kind of just fell into that. We're always growing the gym, always working, always growing the gym. So there was that aspect, but there was also the CrossFit competitor aspect.
I was going to say,
are the dogs going crazy in there? I can't hear them through the headphones.
Yeah, they're fighting.
They might have a pillow. They've been doing that lately.
This has been the fight of,
man, if they get we're just gonna have to let them go with it. We'll have to deal with that situation later.
It's because the dogs know that Claire's pregnant, so they're lashing out.
That's what everyone keeps saying every time I post a video of that.
That has to be it. Halo.
I mean, obviously, we've had the dogs now 6 years, and they've never torn up a pillow. Ever.
Oh, yeah. That has to be When you walked in the first time, were you just like, someone's in the house?
I was sitting right here working.
Someone's in the house.
No, because they're not out. We kennel them. Yeah. Or else they'd probably kill each other. But, but anyways, they've never ripped up pillows, never done anything like that. So the fact that they've done that twice in the past couple weeks.
Halo knows that she's not the only little girl
and she's
anymore.
like super cuddly on Claire.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah.
She knows. But no, I was going to ask, so like, obviously...
So the work
Claire's
aspect of feeling like we're already having hundreds of kids, 150 kids, then 100 kids, and then 150 kids. Not that, people are our kids, but like that's kind of what we felt. Our job was to take care of a lot of people, and we're talking about physical and mental, and you're investing a lot into a lot of people. Just the idea of investing energy into a baby and being able to invest that energy in other people, people you're trying to lead, a lot of people, it's tough. It's hard to explain. But that's kind of like what we felt. And then
the competitive side too.
And then there's the competitive side of Claire is one of the fittest women in the world, like bar none. And she had we not owned a gym, and she would have put more time into her own personal fitness, but she wouldn't do that. Who knows where Claire would have gone with that? But that was kind of always like on the back of the mind.
Yeah.
Are we going to make a push? Are we going to have Claire work less, train more? And then she was always qualifying for USA weightlifting nationals and the American Open and regionals and
qualifying us for regionals.
And doing those things is a heck of a lot of fun, especially for Claire and I, who our relationship was started by me being her trainer. And even though the first thing we went and did competitively was a figure show for her, she went and won that, in Orange County, California, against a bunch of, really hard chicks.
Yeah.
And so, like, we've always won, and gone and done that. And so, and it's fun. Like, I love doing that. I love taking Claire to a competition, being her coach, and experiencing awesome stuff with her. And if you're pregnant, you can't do that,
right.
And so that obviously, when Claire is doing things, when she's finishing third in the open, doing the workouts once, what are you gonna do?
Yeah,
you're gonna say,
got something on the line here.
Yeah, and obviously everyone that's listening to this that has kids is gonna be like, you're gonna have a kid because it's way cooler than that.
Yeah,
but we don't know that.
Yeah, exactly.
You only know that once you have a kid.
Yeah,
that's what my parents would say. They'd be like, okay, well, you've gone to regionals 5 times. Like, let's get a grandbaby. But so that was, but now obviously, especially with like regionals changing and all that, but we'd already kind of decided that we were going to have a kid the year before, and we started like really trying and doing that, and we actually, got pregnant, and that didn't go the way it was planned. I don't want to talk about a ton of that without Claire here, because it's super emotional, and tons of women go through it, and it's common, but we went through that, and after that we didn't get pregnant for a while, and then we got pregnant again. It was like, boom, we're super excited.
Oh yeah.
And so that happened, and we've known for a long time.
Yeah, because you guys waited to tell everyone though, right? Like you were just making sure.
Yeah, we got pregnant, and it was so funny because we both came home from the gym one day, and I came home, and I was dealing with the dogs, and I think we had to get like to community group. And she comes in and walks in the garage door with a big old smile on her face, like really weird because she never smiles at me. No, and she was super giddy, and she was like, "You haven't gone to the bathroom yet, or taken a shower yet?" She was like, "You haven't taken a shower yet?" I was like, "Babe, I just walked in. I had to get the dogs," and she was like, "Go take a shower." And so I went back there, and I walk in there, and there's 3 different pregnancy tests out, sitting on the counter, and they're all positive. Yeah. And I'm looking at it, and I turn around, I'm like, "Baby, you're pregnant." I turn around, and she's like videotaping me. I'm butt naked in the thing. I was like, "Well, you can't use that one." Yeah. But yeah, so in seeing that, so that was, and it was really hard to go to our community group and be like,
nothing's
just chill,
going on. Yeah.
Because so those people have been praying for us for a long time, and so yeah.
And so I don't know like the weeks mark and how this whole thing works. But you waited pretty long to tell everyone, right? Like you.
Oh yeah, because of what happens in the past, and we told some people in the last one, and so it was like we're not telling anyone.
Right.
And Claire was like, "Don't tell anyone." Promise. She was like, she laid it down.
Yeah.
And I didn't tell anyone.
Nope.
Yeah.
This is out there. I'm with Chris every single day, and I did not know until the picture came out. Yeah. So
a lot of people had to say they knew. But Claire was doing some funny things with her workouts and wearing baggy clothes, and
Claire was wearing like baggy sweatshirts and not getting upside down, and like even she was saying like, oh, it's my neck, like, oh, I just thing on my neck. I'm like, Claire, I've seen you like double, triple wrap your wrist because it was like half broken and still do snatches. Like your neck, it's not that.
Well, it is her neck. Her neck is going through some stuff, but yeah,
she'll still grunt out a workout though in the past. So.
I mean, the handstand push. Well, yeah, but it was going real slow on burpee workouts and other stuff like that. Like we were trying to be a little bit careful because we didn't know what would happen, and so she still went ham. I mean,
she didn't change her fitness at all. Just the little things you would see that you're used to seeing Claire do, she wasn't doing. So we all thought maybe something was up. Yeah. And then you guys, but once you got your first like ultrasound thing then, or is that what happened? And then you were like,
the baby was there. That was awesome.
And that's when it's okay. Well, now we're gonna tell everybody.
No, that's when you realize that's when you go and find out you are pregnant.
Oh, okay.
And that the baby's in there and growing and doing. It's there.
Right.
And then you go back another time, and then you go back another time. So it was the time that we went and actually saw the baby, and it was forming. It had limbs and everything in there. It was just beautiful. It was awesome. After that, like at the 12-week plus mark, we told people.
And how'd you guys decide how you were gonna were you just gonna put out a post, or were you gonna start telling people, or you just wanted to kind of blanket it and?
We knew we wanted to involve the dogs.
Yeah.
And I couldn't wait to tell people, and so it was like we didn't know when it was going to happen. And people kept asking Claire if she was pregnant, and like she didn't want to hide it anymore, but she also wasn't super comfortable telling. So finally, we just got to the gym that Sunday afternoon, took that picture, and
it was like, okay, now we're gonna post it. Yeah. That was awesome. Probably got like 177 comments on it. It was flooded.
Which is so awesome. Like the outpouring of our community has been just so beautiful. The support and the messages and the love bags and the gifts and the
there's like, you guys are gonna have a house full of gifts. You're not gonna have room to put anything. There's like bags at the gym already for
bags
like gifts. Like you got like a blankie or something like that.
Some blanket thing, which is so cool. And we're so thankful for that. And that's what a community is all about. So I can't talk about that much because I'll start crying. Yeah. So yeah,
you've all seen that before.
Yeah. So
how's she doing with everything? She's feeling good.
She doesn't want me to speak for her.
Right.
I was like, well, come on the podcast.
Yeah, come talk.
But she's super busy all day doing a lot of PT, so she couldn't come on. And so I don't want to speak for her, but she has had some sickness every day pretty much, actually. She's having morning sickness, evening sickness. But working out makes her feel better.
Yeah.
And so she makes sure to work out every day because that's really the only thing that makes her feel better. Something's going down.
They're going down.
I took them on a walk.
Yeah,
and so, but she wakes up. She doesn't feel good because she wakes up early. I mean, she's still waking up to coach early. I think if she got a little bit more sleep, which we're making sure she's getting enough sleep. Like we go to bed early, but she's still waking up early. So getting that morning sickness and then work out, feel great, and then in the evening it comes back. But I think it's slowly dissipating. And again, I don't want to speak for her, but. Everyone keeps saying it's almost gone. So hopefully in the next couple weeks, she'll be feeling better. Yeah. And then obviously the mental struggle of being where she was fitness wise and strength wise to having to back off. Like you can only imagine how you would feel if you had to go to the gym every day and not do what you used to be able to do. I mean, that's mentally tough for anybody,
It has to be.
I mean, we've had dozens of pregnant ladies go through that, and so I think with Claire it's a little bit different because Claire truly loves working out and throwing down. She'll say she doesn't, but she does. I mean, what in the world? Today, this morning, she's
those
we're doing kettlebell
things.
wall sits, and I'm like, babe, you don't need to do that.
Yeah.
You know, like, it's
and she's
fine.
like, no, it's a good warm up. I'll just do this.
Yeah. And it's like, it was horrible.
Yeah,
you know, first
yeah.
off, and then into kettlebell front squats.
Yeah, you're like, that's too heavy.
Stop. Do 35. I was like, babe, and she was like, I'll just do these. I was like, that's what I did.
Yeah, go lighter, please.
Please, go lighter. My pregnant wife can't be doing the same weight as me.
Or she was like benching, and you're like, oh, yep, good, lightweight. She's like, yeah, it is light. It's like 60%. I was like, well,
Just trying to fire you up, babe. Yeah.
Yeah, we're just getting you going there.
Yeah, so, you know, that struggle of being where you were, and I was talking to Ariana about this the other day, because she was like, she got into like that 9-month zone of CrossFit, which is like that 9-month zone to a year.
Everything.
You're like PRing every day. You're starting to get some skills. You're getting super strong, and all of a sudden you get pregnant and those things start to go down.
Yeah.
You know, and you have to start slowing down, and body's changing, and all these things are happening to you, and mentally that's really tough. And it was mentally tough for her. And so, you know, being a new mom and then coming back and recovering really well, you know, and getting back into it. So yeah. And then, you know, I don't want to get into all the stories right now about all the moms. And then you have, you know, like different mentalities of like a mom that doesn't necessarily love to work out every day, and they can get pregnant, and then it's like, oh my gosh, now the real mental struggle starts, because now they feel like crap in the morning, and now they got to get to the gym. Yeah. And that can be a struggle, a huge struggle. And again, I can't speak from personal experience. I'm speaking from professional experience. My relationship with these ladies, coaching them throughout the years. Some ladies won't let it stop them. Yeah. Some ladies will let it stop them dead in their tracks, and then some fight and they manage and they get in there as much as they can, and they take care of it. So there's kind of those tractions, like the pregnant lady that is like Tao. Yeah. You know, it's 5 days a week. She's in there today with that ginormous belly, just smashing RX in the workout, you know, and
it's crazy. She'll come in there and I'm like, Tao, what are we doing? She's like, she'll look at me like I'm crazy. She's like, RX. Like, okay, I'm sorry. Like, so anything you want to do, you can do. So you just tell me, and I'm just gonna make sure you're on the right page. Yeah. She's like, yeah, RX. I'm like, okay. It's like swinging the barbell around.
Way around. Yeah. That's the thing about pregnancy, is picking up those bad habits in your early lifts. But usually, I've never seen them stick after the pregnancy. You're always worried about that. But and then there's the ladies that, you know, get pregnant and exercise stops. Completely, boom, feel bad. And I don't think that happens really a lot in the CrossFit community, in my personal experience anyways. Usually our ladies, even though they're feeling bad, you know, they know what CrossFit can do for them and how it makes them feel. And so they're getting back in the gym on a, you know, pretty reduced basis. Sometimes it's 2-3 times a week. You know,
but at least they're in there moving around. Yeah, doing something. And it has to be good. I mean, obviously, I don't know this, but like for overall health, like while you're pregnant, you can't just stop.
There's not one, and I'm reading a baby book, and obviously, a lot of these authors don't know about CrossFit, and they don't have any idea of what these ladies are capable and what they do on a daily basis throughout their pregnancy. And our doctors don't know about it either. Yeah. You know, they have no idea. You know, they spin or they, you know, go to a Globo gym, and their idea of exercise is completely foreign to what our idea of exercise. And so when we go to the doctor's office and Claire said, and they say, are you going to back it off? You know, you need to start backing it off a little bit. Well, are you telling Claire to back it off is the top Olympic lifter in the state and a top 10 regional qualifier in CrossFit and just a badass chick in general. Yeah. Like super, you know, stronger than most of the men in our gym and the cardiopulmonary output of a racehorse. Like, who are you telling to back off? Are you telling her to lower the ramp on the treadmill and walk a little slower and do less butt crunches? Yeah, exactly. You know, like a lot of ladies that are getting pregnant are doing. And I don't want to speak back. You know, I'm not speaking down. I'm just saying. Ranges
of the back off.
But Claire backing it off was her doing, you know, she was front squat doubling 200 pounds, or power squat. What was it the other day? I told my dad about it. I just had a video of it and showed him. He was like, He was like, maybe a little less. But I don't know, it was power clean doubles at 200 pounds or something.
Yeah.
Like, you tell that to our doctor who doesn't exercise at all.
Yeah, and he's like...
No, it's a she, but, you know, they don't understand.
Yeah.
You know, and so I think that that's a huge aspect for ladies to communicate with their doctors, to tell them what they actually do.
Yeah.
And guess what the doctors that don't CrossFit usually say?
You shouldn't do that.
Stop doing that.
Yeah.
You know? Although... when I hear that, it really upsets me because I've taken a lot of ladies through full-term pregnancy doing CrossFit the entire time and had nothing but success.
Yeah.
You know, and they've come out on the other end way stronger in the stuff I read about than ladies that don't.
Right.
So it's obviously important to exercise during pregnancy, keeping the blood flowing, keeping nutrient delivery going, but in hardcore exercise like CrossFit is shown, in my experience, my personal experience, not saying anything as a medical doctor, is that women do better.
Yeah.
They feel better, they stay strong, they rebound better.
Right.
You know, and there is the other stuff that you have to worry about, the diastasis recti and the pelvic floor weakening, and that stuff happens to ladies that don't exercise at all.
Right, yeah.
And so that was the biggest thing that in my reading about it, Dr. Ben Palmer sent me some articles about that. Halo, no! I don't think if I take my headphones off it matters.
Chris, yeah, taking your headphones off and then
I do that
still
so that I can't hear my yelling.
screaming into the microphone doesn't do anything.
You know, we got to get a studio.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Yeah.
We're gonna be in the closet next time with the egg cartons up on the walls. Soundproof.
Yeah, and then pretty soon there's gonna be a baby crying in the background.
Yeah, I know. Oh, man. Can't get anything done around here.
But so that's the stuff that, you know, happens, and so the stuff that Ben sent me and I was reading about basically says that there is no proof in this one article. I'm sure there's other articles and there's more information out there. I'm just speaking to the one long thing I read about it. About the research and studies that have been done, is that ladies that don't exercise get it, ladies that do exercise get it, and ladies that don't exercise don't heal from it, and ladies that do exercise do heal from it.
Yeah.
And there is really no definitive evidence that states why the abdominal separation happens. In this particular article, it said it's most likely just genetic.
Yeah.
You know, and so, again, I have no reason to speak about that. I speak about the fitness that happens to these ladies, not what physically can happen to their body.
Yeah.
Those things do happen, and those things you want to be aware of. And obviously, the less strain I'd say you put on your abdominals, your rectus abdominals in particular, your front abs, could probably make that not happen. But I think that the stronger your abs are, the less it would happen.
Right? You would think that it keeps you...
Yeah. And I know a lot of our ladies that have had babies pre-CrossFit have gotten it, and I wish I could do more in-depth studying on ladies that have only had babies during CrossFit in our gym, because I bet we could get a fairly balanced, you know, focus group of ladies that had babies pre-CrossFit, and then ladies that had babies only during CrossFit.
Yeah, during CrossFit.
And how what happened to those things in their body.
Yeah.
You know, and that's something that we'd have to bring someone in, a professional, and do, or we could, I don't know how we make that happen, but I bet we could get some pretty good evidence.
Because Lisa, right, is one of your oldest clients that you've had, and she's had how many children? Two? Both during CrossFit or one before CrossFit?
Well, she was I was training her during her first pregnancy. So Nora, her daughter, just turned, and I was talking to her about this because I wanted to bring up some memories to talk about. And so Nora turned 8 on Wednesday. So I guess 9 years ago we got pregnant, or just under 9 years ago. I was training Lisa, and she got pregnant, and we trained the whole pregnancy. So Lisa's one of those chicks that's going to work out the whole time. She worked out that pregnancy. She worked out during CrossFit with Grace and her son, and she's going to do it. She's a marathon runner. She's a little rabbit. She loves working out. She knows how important it is. She knows how it makes her feel. That's what she's going to do.
That'll never stop.
So we trained the entire pregnancy, and this was my first woman that I'd trained pregnant the entire way through. And I'm 25 years old, you know, and this is happening like I've got some experience, I've got some stuff going on under my belt, but I'm really starting my career at that point. I mean, I haven't had the major stuff happen. And so it's all been pretty bland at that point, and so, Lisa's pregnant. Okay, well, let's do this, and it was and obviously she's a physician assistant at Mayo Clinic. So she's got quite a bit of knowledge about what's happening to her body. And I kind of let her run with that, which is the smartest thing to do is 20-something male CrossFit coaches. Yeah. That lady knows how she's feeling. Exactly. She knows exactly. Well, maybe not exactly what's happening with her body, but she knows best what's happening.
Better than we do.
Communicate with us.
Yeah, exactly.
So we'll talk about that here in a little bit. But so Lisa would communicate with me, and most of the time it was just go time. Yeah. And I remember very vividly. I say that word a lot because we always talk about the past, and it's a descriptive word, but. I realized that when I was listening to a couple of the podcasts, I was like, you say that word too much. Yeah. And so I'm going to try to cut down on that. But I do vividly remember, now everyone's going to notice it for the episode 50. I'm going to be like vividly.
They're going to count how many times that Chris says vividly.
Yeah. As long as we bring up the past, because I remember everything, and so, but I'm training her on the Bosu ball. So this is when we did some funky stuff. She had her feet on the Bosu ball and we're doing a plank on the Swiss ball, balancing on it for a core routine, like at the end of a workout. And she's 9 months pregnant, and like we're about to get there. 2 hours later, she texts me, water broke on the way to the hospital. So we trained the morning that she gave birth the entire way through. She was always in there going ham doing it. So obviously exercise changed, and she was great with me to help me, figure out how to do it. So that was a lot of fun. And just to know that her daughter's 8 years old and that happened so long ago, and I remember that, is really cool to think about. But
and then same thing with Grayson. She trained all the way.
Yeah.
This was at Blade then when Grayson came around?
Yep. Oh, yeah. And, Lisa's not, she doesn't love the heavy weight. And she's not like someone that you need to worry about her going too heavy. She can go hard. Yeah. I mean, she's a little rabbit, she goes hard and doesn't even really affect her. She's got an incredible cardiopulmonary system, but she's not going to load up too much weight on the bar and go ham that way. Yeah. But I know her abdomen is pretty intact. Yeah. Gosh, I got to get some more information on that. It's just intriguing. Yeah. To think about that. So.
But we've had, more than that, of women that have had babies at Blade babies.
Well, I put a post out to try to kind of narrow that down, and we got a lot of feedback, but I haven't even been able to really count those up and tally that, but I know it's probably around 30 something babies. Yeah. And currently at Blade and Blade North, there's 12 pregnant ladies. 12.
Currently, right now?
Now.
12.
Well, we know about them. Some people don't know.
I was going to say, I was going to count them up. And
don't count them up. So.
That's nuts.
Yeah. Not all of them have been revealed to the world.
Yeah. We just start rambling off.
Surprise.
We're going to get calls.
Most of them have.
What is wrong with you guys?
Yeah.
It's good content. We had to put it out there.
Yeah, that would be. Like.
We get some listens on that one. But there's been some, like E, right? Erica.
Yeah.
Water broke at Blade.
Oh, gosh. Yeah, so we'll come to that stuff here in a second, but let's talk about real quick that I think something that we talked about with the ladies want to know about is how to communicate with their coaches.
With their coaches? Yeah.
So obviously, as soon as you're comfortable, when you find out that you're pregnant, as soon as you're comfortable, share with your coach.
Yeah, come tell us.
And most ladies, especially ladies that have had babies before, tell us right away. Yeah. As soon as they find out and they want to continue working out, they tell us, and that's a great thing, because now we can adapt your workout to how you're feeling that day, to what you need specifically. And if you're feeling exhausted, because what's happening in that first several weeks of your pregnancy, the first, especially 6 to 12 weeks, is your body is creating more blood.
Yeah.
Your blood volume's going up, and this is something I've known for a very long time, and I've been really responsive to, is your heart rate goes up a lot faster. You can't breathe. You feel like crap.
Yeah.
You know, you're like, what is happening to me? And so this is what I know, and just all the ladies that we've trained over the years, that this is the number one thing that they feel is shorter breath, and their heart rate's going too fast, and they feel a little bit hot. And that's because they're creating more blood for their baby. And so your heart has to work harder, and that's more oxygen usage, and that whole system gets taxed a little bit quicker than you're used to, especially if you're in good shape, you know. And so when you're feeling that, you need to communicate with us, because we like to encourage and push sometimes.
Yeah.
And we don't know if you're not feeling, and so us having more information is better.
Yeah.
You know, because then we can kind of let you go.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was just gonna say. Especially for you are as well. Like, we're vocal coaches, and especially like if I have someone in there that is usually after it and going hard, and then I see him kind of just like da da da, like I'm gonna say something. I'm gonna be like, yo, what's the deal? Like, let's get moving.
Yeah.
But if I have that information, then
Yep.
obviously we know, like, okay, they're fine. They just need to take a little breather, because we see all of that stuff while you're in the gym. So it's not like we're just gonna let you slack off. It's like we're gonna say something to you. So it's good to know as coaches, because we don't want to come down on you and then you'd be like, well, I'm pregnant. That's why. Like, I'll cry. I'll be like, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I didn't know.
And they might not feel comfortable telling people yet.
Yeah,
they
exactly.
could have had complications in the past and want to keep it. But I'm telling
Once
you,
they're ready,
if you're going to CrossFit, like you should communicate with your CrossFit coach.
Yeah.
If you're going to a certain person's classes every day, you don't have to tell everybody. But
or even just say, hey, like, we're not really telling a lot of people yet, but just so you know,
don't tell anyone.
Yeah,
Well,
don't
I'm
tell
telling you,
anybody.
but don't tell anyone.
Yeah, and that's something that we hold as coaches. Like, I'm not gonna go spread that around, but
we'll
now
just
at
tell
least
the other coaches, and that's it.
Yeah, now at least we know, so we're not worried about you being sick or something's wrong. It's just we know that you're just gonna have to take it easy a bit.
And then like modifications. So you get a pass when you're pregnant, right? So like if you don't want to do something some days, like my pregnant ladies, especially ones that I've had multiple pregnancies with, it's like, you get a pass.
Yeah. What movement would
a
you
lot
like
of times
to do?
when people just aren't feeling okay and they don't want to, well, no, you're going to do this because we know what's best for you, and that's it. But when you're pregnant and you don't want to do something, obviously handstand push-ups, that's been something that, maybe you should or shouldn't do.
Mm-hmm.
There's no really definitive issue of that, but just going upside down and then, box jumps and falling or climbing a rope.
Yeah.
Like, there's certain things that while pregnant, obviously you can choose not to do, and your coach is going to give you a complete green card on that. We'll find something else for you to do. So if you don't want to do a movement, please communicate that with your coach,
to us,
because we're going to support that 100% and find something that you do feel comfortable with.
Yeah.
So whether that's as little as rowing instead of running or not climbing the rope, obviously that's not even smart. We wouldn't let that happen if we know you're pregnant. But communication on what you feel in the movements that you want changed. And like Claire, when we were talking about this podcast and getting into it, like, we've realized that she just kind of does it on her own. Like, all in the past, like, I've really guided her, but she's been taking such a proactive approach to studying her body and everything that happens with the body and figuring out what's best for her. Like, I haven't had to really do anything, which I kind of feel like a little like I should do more, but she's on top of it. She knows exactly what to do, how to modify. Obviously, she's a brilliant movement coach. Anyways, so her telling herself what to do is probably pretty easy.
Yeah.
But she makes awesome movement adaptations as well as scales and loading all on her own. I really haven't had to do anything besides maybe tell her to chill out a little bit.
Hey lady, take it easy over there.
Ashley August says that she knew Claire was pregnant because she missed a 175-pound snatch and I didn't yell at her. I don't know if that's a good thing or not, but if that's what gave away that. She says, as soon as you didn't yell at her, I knew she wasn't pregnant. That I didn't yell at her. I don't yell at her for missing a 175-pound snatch, but that's hilarious.
Oh, that's funny.
I was like, do I yell? She was like, well, you said it was okay.
Yeah, like you didn't tell her to do it again.
Yeah, you said it was okay, and I knew she was pregnant. But
Oh, that's funny.
yeah, which is pretty true. I mean, Claire shouldn't be missing that. So.
Yeah, she wouldn't tell her. Yeah, if she wasn't pregnant, he would tell her to do it again.
Yeah,
for
so
sure.
it happens. Like, hey, you're pregnant? Cool, you get a pass.
You get a pass.
If Claire wasn't pregnant, she'd be trying that again. She'd be hitting that.
She'd be hitting that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes, and you know, and we'll talk a little bit into like the relationships we build with people. But I remember, you know, when Jane was pregnant, going far into her pregnancy, it was just, hey, I just want to move around today. I was like, Jane, if you want to walk in and out of the rig, that's all you need to do. Like, you just tell me what you
and
feel
Jane
good
had a
doing.
special relationship during her pregnancy.
Yeah, it was cool. It was.
We were hoping that you were gonna have to deliver that baby.
Dude, I every time she would come in, I was like, Jane, I don't know, like, where are we at here? Like, she's like, oh, you're fine. We got plenty of time. And we would do squatting movements, and Jane, she would always do it. And it was like, once I started coaching, that was one of my first classes that was at, like, I moved classes a lot when I first started at Blade, but the 8 and 9 a.m. was kind of always my class from when I started till now. Like, I still have that class. It's still my class. So I always had her, and she, like, I don't remember how far she was when I first started coaching, but we went through a good amount of her pregnancy together as we were, you know, in classes together. And it was the running joke that Jane's like, I'm going to just wait until I have to come back next Tuesday or Wednesday to have the baby so I can have it in your class. I was like, Jane, please don't do that.
It looked like it.
Oh, yeah, because she was like, I was like, Jane, are we going to have a baby right now? Like, this second? She's like, no, I got it.
She kind of looks like Tal looks like right now.
Yeah,
I mean, like,
just
it's
ready
like, okay.
to pop. And I was like, Jane, come on, we're going to cut it close in here. But yeah, she would come in and she'd be like, hey, I just need to sit on the bike today and just kind of move. I'm like, just tell me where you want me to start the clock and set up. You want to be by your friends? You want to be over here by yourself? You know, where you want to move.
Super modification, but got in and did it. Like, it seemed like there's no way she would want to work out like that, but she got in and did it, which is so awesome. And you know what? She's back.
Oh, yeah.
Strolling her baby in the warm-up, you know? Like, that's the coolest thing.
Came through, yeah, it's awesome. Know? And it's, it was, she came in... As soon as she was like, she said as soon as she was able to like move around again, she was like, I got to bring in the baby. So you can see her like it was super cool. Yeah. Sweet little Cash. So yeah.
And she says word on the street, and I don't know if this is information I should divulge, but they're maybe having another one. So
oh really?
She's not pregnant, but they may try.
May try for one more.
She said she's good, but the hubby
wants one more.
Hubby might want another one. So
they
I don't
make
know.
The cutest
I think
little
3
girls.
kids is good.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think that
because then 4 like they can combine and they can like team up against you. Yeah. That's a lot of work.
Yeah. I think 2. Like,
2 is good. Yeah.
2. You know, and that's I don't know. We got to continue the trainer bloodline, so
yeah.
I don't know.
Until
we'll see what happens.
Keep going until what did you say? I was like, man, it's gonna be a rough go for all these boyfriends that come over to the house. And he goes, well, I'm gonna tell the first one that he needs to be okay with carrying on the family name.
Oh yeah. He's gonna take the name trainer.
Take the name trainer. If you want to marry my daughter, you have to be okay with taking the name trainer.
Tell him at 15 years old.
Well, that's not good for you. All right,
Joey.
Oh man.
All right, well, let's talk about our ladies that have been pregnant. So some funny ones are definitely Erica, water breaking, mid-butter. I don't know if she was butterflying at that point because she was 9 months pregnant, but she was on the pull-up rig doing real pull-ups, 9 months pregnant, and boom.
And like you were saying, like, I wasn't there for that, but E had to be one of the pregnant ladies that was going to go ham every day.
No doubt.
She was going to put weight on and it didn't matter.
Yeah, I remember her hitting like a 30-pound PR front squat. She hit like a 220 front squat. It was like a 20-pound or 30-pound PR at that point, like monster pregnant, just plowing that barbell. Yeah, oh yeah, E was one of those that was just, it didn't matter. She could have had 6 babies in her. She was getting to the gym.
And it broke during a pull-up?
Mid pull-up on the pull-up rig, yeah. And she just...
Were you coaching?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man, I would have freaked out.
5 a.m., she just went to the bathroom, came out. Chris, my water broke, I gotta go. I was like, do you need a ride?
Do I have to do something?
Like, I think she said Tony's coming or no, I can drive or something. But I mean,
yeah, what do you
5 a.m. coaching the class, like, she said she was good. E's one of the most strong-willed women on the planet. Like, she said she was good. I was like, all right. So
Let us
clean
know
that
how
up.
it goes. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and then
T had a baby.
Tara had Quinn during CrossFit.
Reagan before, right?
And she
Just
was
before.
one of those just in the gym every day. Obviously, she's worked at the gym. But I remember Tara doing Nancy, which is a workout we just did this past Monday.
Yeah.
For all you ladies that are listening, can imagine. Nancy is 500 meter or 400 meter runs for 5 rounds and overhead squats, and Tara did it in like 17 minutes, 9 months pregnant, in like 110-degree weather. It was, and I just remember her coming around the corner with those long arms, like barreling with the big old belly, and then coming in and knocking out the last set overhead squats unbroken, just like man. And
that's probably why Quinn's so stubborn. That's
pregnant women are awesome. Like I love watching super pregnant women just throw down and get after it, like strong mamas.
They just grind it out. Little Jen at Maine, like same thing. She ran her pregnancy right up until the end too. Jen and Mark, every day she was like, "This is what I'm doing. I'm here, do." And I was like, "All right, let's get it."
Yep.
She threw down too when she was pregnant.
Melissa Dewar,
Mama Dewar. Yeah. She had both of them while it played, or
no? She had a little right before she started, I think.
Okay.
Right. I don't know. Crap.
Uh-oh.
I think she just had Micah at Blade.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then obviously like Rachel Hill, like she's an OG Blade. She came to the original honing school right after her first baby, and then she was with us for a couple of years, moved to Connecticut, and I believe she had Abby in Connecticut, and then moved back, and then had her third pregnancy with us. Mm-hmm. It seems like Rachel's been pregnant for 6 years.
Like every time,
it's like
she's been. Isn't there's some stat out there, right, with regionals? Like, hasn't she?
She's been to every regional, yeah.
But has she been pregnant at?
No, so regionals in like 2016, I think she came. Like she was living in Connecticut, but came to the regional and still traveled to our regional, which is so awesome. And she like didn't have a drink at the after party or whatever when we were all going out to dinner, and was like, "Rachel, you want anything?" No. And she's like, "No, I'm good." And I didn't put that together at all, but apparently
and then she was
pregnant then.
Pregnant at 18, right? She was at at our regional in 2018. This year, she had her pregnant, right?
Oh yeah, she came like 9 months pregnant.
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay,
yeah. She was super pregnant at that regional. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So I don't want to leave anyone out, because we were just naming ladies that have been pregnant during there. But one thing that I think we should talk about is the males in their lives. And obviously in CrossFit, a lot of times a lady has a male that CrossFits, and sometimes they don't. Their dude doesn't CrossFit or whatever. But what pets my peeve is that I don't think you can refer it to it that way.
I don't know if that's...
And I don't think that sounds good at all.
Yeah,
so in fact, never let me say that again. Because I don't want
anyone petting my peeve.
I don't know what a peeve is. I don't want anyone petting it. So
I'm just gonna pretend like you didn't hear that, because it's gonna take too much to edit it out.
We might have to have you edit that out.
So one of Chris's pet peeves.
One of my pet peeves is men that allow themselves to get let go because their wife is pregnant.
Right.
And that means, oh, my wife's pregnant, she wants to eat waffles, I'm gonna eat waffles.
Yeah.
And I know that I can fall into that trap too, because I'm a fat kid at heart. So it's like, I'm like, I've already decided and made it a mission that I'm going to be leaner when Claire delivers the baby than when we started.
Right.
If I'm going to say this, especially out to the world, like, you better follow through and act on it. So I'm not going to let that happen to me, because I don't like watching it. I don't like dudes that just use that excuse to get soft. Because what happens? You lower your testosterone, you get grumpy, you're not feeling good, you've got all these things happening to your body now. You're putting on extra weight, you're reducing your health, and you're having a baby that you need to live and breathe and live life for, and take into their, hopefully, 50s and 60s, and then you live a long life. Ultimately, I'm thinking about that far down the road. But what happens if you have 2 or 3 kids, and in those 6-7 years, you just treat your body like crap?
Right.
Well, guess what? You're going to come out of that and be a weak man. You know, you're going to come out and be someone that isn't able to go play with their third kid out for years and years to come. Or now when your third kid's getting married, you're so sick you can't walk down the aisle, which we see so much.
Right.
You know, people not taking care of themselves, and it starts just because they became a dad.
Yeah.
You know, and it takes that. In my mind, you becoming a dad, and especially for me, like, I'm fired up to be the fittest I possibly can for my daughter.
Yeah.
You know, like, I can't wait to play with her and do gymnastics and play soccer and CrossFit and I want to build a little gym outside in the back for her, like little tiny bars and rings. You know, I haven't disclosed all of that to Claire yet. I guess it's too late. I said a jungle gym.
Yeah.
You know, to like kind of say that, but hopefully it's going to be like a little CrossFit thing, gymnastics thing going on out there. But like, I want to be a leader of my kids, you know, and they're going to, just like they should look up to their strong, awesome mom, they should look up to their strong, awesome dad, so that you're not just, you know, and I don't want to offend people.
A healthy lifestyle. That's
a healthy lifestyle. Yeah. You know, like, I can get really passionate and offensive, I think, to people on a podcast, because people could be listening to this and be like, oh, well, that's me. And I don't want that to be the case. I just want to express my personal feelings of how, you know.
We want you to stay healthy.
Yeah.
During your pregnancy.
Yeah.
For you and for your wife.
When
and
I
for
stay
your child.
healthy, dude, I want you to get lean.
Get after
I want
it.
you to get stronger. I want you to eat healthier. I want you to just become a better man during your wife's pregnancy so that you can lead your children better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I see that. For sure.
Yeah.
I don't think that's offensive at all. Once you said that part, that was good. That was a good way to put it. Don't get fat. But this is why.
Yeah. You know, and getting fat is, some people might struggle. They might be naturally overweight. I'm just talking about breaking your own habits.
Yeah.
You know, and you might not have started with good habits, and then your wife can, and I'm not going to harp on it too much longer. So use your wife's pregnancy to make yourself better.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. That's a perfect way to put it. Yeah. So what would you say is, I mean, what's healthy versus unhealthy exercising when you're pregnant? Well, is there such a thing? I mean, I'm sure there is.
Yeah, whatever, you know, and I think we talked a little bit about this, but do what you feel comfortable with doing and communicate with your coach. If you don't feel comfortable doing a movement, we'll come up with something else for you to do. And as far as like all those other things that we were talking about happening to the body, there's evidence that shows it's good.
Yeah.
There's evidence that shows it's not so good. We don't really know.
Yeah, I think just if something feels right, then keep doing it. If something feels wrong, then talk about it and we'll figure out something else to do with it. I think just the healthiest thing you can do is just come in and move around. Come in and stay as active as you can be.
Your baby needs oxygen and blood and nutrients. Guess where oxygen, blood, and nutrients are? In your blood. Guess what pumps the blood? Your heart. Get your heart working.
Yeah,
you get your heart working, that's going to be good for your baby. Absolutely. I mean, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And ladies have been having babies for thousands of years, and they haven't been sedentary. They haven't been drinking Diet Coke and eating Cheetos. Like, they've been eating vegetables, they've been eating lean proteins, and moving their bodies around. And that's what's good for your baby, you know? So that's what's, you know, and I'm not going to get off on a tangent about nutrition for your baby, but you should be eating whole real food.
Yeah.
You know, as much as possible. Obviously, I've seen some cravings happening, and that's going to happen. And I'm not touching that.
Well, we're not going to go
know
into
how
it,
that
Claire.
feels.
Don't worry. We're not going to talk about cravings.
Yeah. But, you know, as much as possible, and I can't imagine, I don't know how it is. I can just give advice of what I know is good for the baby, and that's getting as much nutrient-dense food as you can in your system, pumping your heart, delivering that baby the nutrients and oxygen, and that baby's going to be happy and healthy. So,
and I feel like just being in the community it has to make the pregnancy, I mean, I don't know, but it has to make it easier. You're around other moms.
There's 12 pregnant ladies, and then you go to 8:30 a.m. and there's 4 babies lined up in their carriages
with coaches taking care of them. Like, there has to be, if something's bothering you, somebody here knows or can help you. You know what I mean?
Or
like,
Corey will carry your baby around for an hour.
Yeah, exactly.
Corey loves babies.
Baby's crying, I take care of them. I can't. It's because I
snuggle up to that beard,
dude. I don't know how I'm gonna be, because like if I hear a baby cry, Ashlyn all the time. She's like, he's fine. Like, he can just cry. I'm like, he's screaming. Like, something needs to happen. I need to pick him up.
Yeah,
He's
yesterday
dying.
at 4:30, like, Corey's over there rocking the cradle.
Trying to rock him to make him stop crying.
He did. He fell asleep.
Yeah, he fell right back asleep. I know. I always hear, like, I don't know what, like, you're supposed to let them cry in their crib and then they'll get over it. Like, they're just trying to get attention or whatever that is. I'm going to be the worst ever at that. Like, cry. I'm coming.
I know.
The door.
I think like that so for me too. Like, I'm the disciplinarian with the dogs, and Claire's kind of the softie. Like, I feel like Claire's going to be the disciplinarian with the baby. I almost said its name.
You're going to be the softie.
And I'm going to probably be the softie on that one. But, you know, we're going to get a lot of practice here because there's only more ladies getting pregnant. I don't know what it is. And then there's already tons of babies. In that kids' room, remember? Like, we thought when we were building the building that we'd walk over there when there are no walls up, and then the walls came up, and we're like, this is the biggest kids' room in the history of the world. This is a waste of space. We could have put so much other cool stuff in here, and we've got this massive kids' room, and now it's like, you can't go in there.
Yeah. I vividly remember walking down, because we would go across the street every time we would get done training. We'd take a lap around the building to cool down. Chris and I would walk across to the new building and pick up like trash around and stuff like that. And we'd walk through when the walls were starting to be built, and we could kind of see where like stuff was. And we walked into that kids' room, and we're like, "This what were they thinking?
What,
like,
we're gonna have a dance party?
Yeah, I was like, "Who lives in here? Club? Who's gonna live in this room? Are kids staying the night in here? This is huge."
We did talk about you living. in there.
I was like,
it's got its bathroom.
I was like, "This is bigger than an apartment. I'll rent a room in here." And then now, if you look, I was like, "This is a waste of space. This could have been so much other cool stuff."
But now
it's packed.
You know, and so we got to figure out how we're gonna open up more childcare or do that, and because obviously the kids aren't gonna stop coming and we want to provide a good environment. So I don't know what we're going to do. Childcare is one of the hardest things to manage at a gym.
It has to be. I can't even imagine.
If you're not if you're at a Globo gym and you have steady hours and people are coming through all day long, you can have someone in there because you have 5,000 people coming through your doors between 5 a.m. and 9 a.m. and then 4 p.m. and 8 p.m. We're not that. Yeah. That's not our business model. So like
5 a.m. not so much. You go to an 8:30 a.m. class.
Yeah. But now 8:30. So it's like, okay, well, what if there was childcare at 7, or what if there was childcare at 9:30? So that's something that we're actually working on and trying to figure out how we expand that, because it is a very difficult thing to do. And the ladies, the ladies do a great job managing that, and the people that we do have doing childcare are awesome, and we're super thankful. So I don't want to speak too much of that because it's not something that I have to work on. But I know that it is in discussion and people are bringing it up. So
and it is super cool to see though. We have the fittest kids in the world, like at the gym. Like you have to just, if you come from the outside looking in and you have seen kids, just be able to move their body in space correctly. Like you watch Carson pick up a barbell, a little plastic barbell, and he knows exactly how to squat.
Well, he snatches it. He watches Gage snatch, and he wants to snatch it.
And it's cool to see the kids come in and jump on the rings and like be athletic and do things that matter. When we first start doing kids classes, if you have a kid that comes in, and this maybe doesn't have to do with anything at our gym because most of the kids came up through Blade, but I've coached kids before, and it's like, how have you gotten through the last 10 years? Like you don't know how to bend, you don't know how to hinge, you can't bend down correctly, you can't squat correctly. Like,
even though coming out of the womb they know how.
Yeah.
Because they squat perfectly and they deadlift perfectly. You ever watch a baby pick up a toy? They do a perfect deadlift.
That's right. But I think, when you go those years without seeing it or doing it, like you just forget how it's done. But those kids that are in that kids room, they'll never have that problem. Yeah. Like, because they're just brought up in a healthy,
the Blade method
environment. Yeah. It's awesome to watch.
When are you having a baby?
I don't know. Well, after Julia graduates, for sure.
Whoa. You just announced that you're going to have a baby with Julia.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know that?
Well, yeah, I think that's
Have you guys talked about that?
Common knowledge. Oh, yeah. Dude, you see me holding those babies? Oh, boatload of kids. Okay, no, not a boatload. Probably 2 to 3.
I don't know. I just wanted to make sure that the first time Julia knows that she's going to have your baby wasn't on this podcast.
No, we've talked about that. Okay. But yeah, definitely after she graduates.
Maybe you should. We'll see. All right, guys. Well, episode 10 was a lot of fun, and hopefully you got some valuable information about that. I know we talked a lot about Blade, so if you're not attending Blade, you might not know a lot about what we were saying.
The stories,
but you know, it's something that we'll probably do another podcast on and have maybe a couple of our ladies that actually did it, and maybe, you know, Ben said we could Skype in Anthony Lowe, who is an expert in the pelvic floor and the stuff that happens with the lady in restoring a female's body post pregnancy. He's based out of Australia though, but he's been to the gym. Maybe he'll come back to Phoenix. So that'd be cool to do something, get some more expert opinion
on the medical
and not
side
just
of it.
a couple of knuckleheads. So thanks for listening, guys. Remember, iTunes, you can subscribe. You can watch us on YouTube, subscribe on SoundCloud, and we love the feedback. Love hearing that something about the podcast was impactful in your life. So keep letting us know, and we'll see you next time.
See you guys later.